Hi, in this video we're going to be discussing the differences between UEFI, BIOS legacy mode, and CSM when it comes to the firmware on your computer. So these are used to manage the starting process of your computer. They initialize the hardware, prepare the system environment, and then hand control over to the operating system so it can begin running. And by operating system, I mean, Windows, Linux, Mac OS, whatever you happen to be using. So if you've been trying to maybe upgrade your computer to Windows 11, you might be running into a problem if you don't have the right type of firmware on your computer, and that would be UEFI. So we're going to be discussing all of these and then show you how to check within Windows. All right, so this screenshot here is kind of like a half and half UEFI and then the older BIOS on the right. So with the UEFI, you have more of a graphical interface. You could use your mouse, click around through some menus. You'll have some charts and stuff like that. Whereas with the older BIOS style, you'll just have more of a menu-driven interface that you have to use your keyboard and enter and the tab key and that type of thing. So when you start up your computer, here's an example from a Dell computer, you'll usually see some type of prompt here, press F2 to get into system setup, F10 or escape to change boot order, F12 pixie boot, that type of thing. So that's how you would get into your firmware to see what type you're running. And of course, depending on your motherboard, sometimes it'll be upgradable to a newer version, and other times you're just going to be stuck with what you have. All right, so let's talk about the BIOS first. That stands for Basic Input-Output System. So this is the traditional firmware interface found in PCs since the early 80s, so it's been around a long time. And so like I said, it initializes the hardware when the system is powered on and hands control to the operating system's bootloader. So what it does is it configures low-level hardware settings such as CPU, memory, and storage, sets the boot order, and provides system diagnostics. So this was introduced with IBM PCs and was dominant for decades, but has its own limitations, such as it using 16-bit code and limited storage drive support, such as 2 terabytes maximum with MBR, and a slower boot time. So it's still present in many motherboards, but it's being phased out in favor of UEFI. So depending on how old your computer is, you may or may not have this. All right, so now let's talk about UEFI. So this is the one you want to be running, especially if you're going to be installing Windows 11. So this stands for Unified Extensible Firmware Interface. So this is the modern replacement for the BIOS, even though it's been around for quite a long time here. So it's a more advanced firmware environment with support for 64-bit code, larger storage devices, faster booting, and a graphical user interface. So it provides the same boot function as the BIOS, but with additional features such as secure boot, which is used in Windows 11, network booting, modular drives, and support for GPT disks, which is used in Windows 11 also, and then also supports larger than 2 terabyte drives. So this was originally developed by Intel in the 90s. So like you can see, it's been around for a while. So it became mainstream around 2011 or so. So it's required for Windows 11 and supported by all modern hardware. All right, so now we have legacy mode, also known as the legacy BIOS mode. So this is a compatibility option inside the UEFI firmware that emulates old-style BIOS behavior. So what this is used for is it'll allow booting of older operating systems or hardware that supports MBR partitioning and BIOS booting. So the difference is legacy mode lacks secure boot, GPT support, and modern boot speed improvements. So it is supported on many UEFI boards through CSM, which we'll be talking about next, but it's being removed in newer motherboards. All right, then we have CSM, which is a compatibility support module. So this is a UEFI component that provides backwards compatibility with legacy BIOS mode. For example, you could use it when booting devices and operating systems that don't support UEFI, such as older Linux distributions, Windows 7 where UEFI support was limited, and then legacy option ROMs and add-on cards, such as RAID, NICs, and so on. All right, so this is disabled by default on modern systems and is not available at all on some new motherboards, especially laptops. All right, so here are some differences between BIOS and UEFI. So we have our feature here, BIOS and legacy mode here, and then UEFI here. So you can see the max drive support, around 2 terabytes, where we have 9.4 zettabytes in UEFI using GPT. So when it comes to boot speed, slower for BIOS, faster for UEFI. And then we have secure boot, which is not supported in BIOS or legacy mode and is in UEFI. The interface is text only, or you have a GUI and map support in UEFI. Then OS compatibility, older operating systems, DOS, which you're not going to be using, Windows XP if you're still running that, Windows 7. And then UEFI is used with Windows 8 through 11 and a lot of versions of Linux. So right now, as BIOS is being phased out, and UEFI is still going strong. All right, so let's say you want to switch between modes. So obviously this is going to depend on your motherboard because you're not going to be able to do this on any motherboard. It has to be supported. So if you want to go from BIOS to UEFI, you need to ensure that your disk uses GPT partitioning and not MBR. You could actually convert it using Microsoft's MBR to GPT. So we have a video on that. So I'll put a link in the description for that if you want to check that out. And then in the firmware settings, you could disable legacy CSM and enable UEFI mode if you have that option, of course. And then you could enable secure boot if you need it. All right, so what if you want to go from UEFI to legacy? So this requires enabling CSM legacy mode in the firmware. Your disk must use MBR partitioning. So if you have Windows installed in UEFI mode, it won't boot itself if switched directly to legacy without a reinstall or conversion. And then for Windows 10, if you're still on that, works with both legacy BIOS and UEFI. Secure boot is optional. And then for Windows 11, requires UEFI with secure boot enabled and GPT as the system disk. And legacy or CSM mode is not supported. And of course, you have all the workarounds to install Windows and bypass a lot of these requirements if you want to do that, but you might be asking for trouble if you do so. All right, so let's say you want to upgrade your firmware. So of course, once again, this is going to depend on your motherboard. So if it's a motherboard released roughly 2011 or later, should have UEFI firmware. It still might be labeled as BIOS. And these could usually be updated to UEFI with a firmware update from the manufacturer. And how you do that is you usually download it, put it on a bootable flash drive, boot your computer to it, let it do its thing, and then it'll restart. But just be careful when doing that, because if you do it wrong or if it crashes in the middle of it, you might be out of luck and your computer might not be booting at all. All right, so let's say you have an older motherboard with only legacy BIOS. If that's the case, you cannot flash it to UEFI because UEFI requires changes at the firmware and hardware level, not just a software update. So the BIOS chip, firmware modules, and even the chipset architecture must support it. And then you'll find that manufacturers do not provide conversion updates to UEFI from old BIOS-only boards. All right, so let's say you have a hybrid or transitional board made around 2008 to 2012. Some of these boards include EFI-like features or partial UEFI support, but they may be limited, such as not having secure boot or no NVMe drive support. So sometimes you could get a firmware update to unlock more of the UEFI features, but it still might not be full UEFI mode. And then we have modern UEFI only boards. So these are usually made 2020 and onward. They don't even have CSM or legacy support, and they run only in UEFI mode. All right, so to summarize, so if you're using Windows 11, you want to always use UEFI with secure boot. For Windows 10, UEFI is preferred, but legacy BIOS will work if you're on older hardware. And if you're on a multi-boot system, use UEFI whenever possible, especially for modern Linux distributions. And then for new builds, don't expect to have legacy support on motherboards after 2020, so plan to install your OS in UEFI mode. All right, so to summarize here, BIOS is the old limited type of firmware being phased out. UEFI is a modern standard required for Windows 11. Legacy mode is a UEFI fallback for older operating systems or drives. CSM is UEFI's compatibility shim, also being phased out. And then if you update your firmware, this will let you unlock newer UEFI features and better hardware support, of course, if that's possible. All right, so now let's hop on the computer here and just show you where you can find that real quick. All right, so we're on a Windows 11 computer. So if we type in system information, click on this icon here, and notice you have this BIOS mode. So right now it says UEFI. And then if you're not using UEFI, it should say BIOS, or it might even say legacy. For CSM, even if you're using CSM, I think it'll still say legacy. It won't say actually CSM right there. All right, so that's how you check real quick. All right, so there is your overview of UEFI, BIOS, legacy mode, and CSM. So hopefully that helps make things make a little more sense when it comes to upgrading your computer. All right, thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe.